So hey guys, Stinky Cash here, and today I'm going to debunk the heliocentric model once and for all. So let's just get right into it. Let's just squash this like a bug. In this first image, I'm showing you the sun and I'm showing you the earth, and I have the earth on a 23.5 degree tilt. That's what this red line represents, and the tilt is away from the sun, meaning the North Pole is facing away from the sun, meaning this is the Earth's position in December. And in December, on the globe model, there's 24-hour darkness at the North Pole, there's 24-hour daylight at the South Pole, and the northern hemisphere is in winter, and the southern hemisphere is in summer. This is caused by the 23.5 degree tilt of the Earth. Now, 6 months later, the sun will have moved 186 million miles to the other side of the sun. And now the 23.5 degree tilt will have the North Pole facing the sun and the South Pole facing away from the sun. This is the month of June. And in June, there's 24-hour daylight at the North Pole, there's 24-hour darkness at the South Pole, and the northern hemisphere is in summer, and the southern hemisphere is in winter. Okay, this is how the seasons are explained on the globe model. In December, the tilt is pointed away from the sun, and in June, the tilt is pointed towards the sun. Now, some people think it's like this, where the tilt remains constant, where the tilt is always pointing towards the sun. But that's not correct, because then the seasons would never change. The southern hemisphere would always be in winter. The northern hemisphere would always be in summer. So this is wrong. This is correct. But this is also wrong, because if this was correct, then daytime, noon, would shift to darkness every 6 months. Daytime would become nighttime. This model, the heliocentric model with this tilt, doesn't work. Day and night do not shift when the Earth switches sides. The only way to get day and night not to switch on this heliocentric globe model is if the tilt always remained constant, like this. But then you would lose your seasons, and you would lose the alternate seasons in the different hemispheres, and you would lose the change in daylight hours throughout the year. So you need this wrong model to make the days work, and you need this other wrong model to make the seasons work. The fact is, both of these are wrong. The heliocentric model is completely debunked by the fact that day and night do not switch every 6 months. The seasons are not created by the Earth orbiting the sun with a 23.5 degree tilt. The seasons are created by the sun's in and out spiral pattern between the Tropic of Cancer and the Tropic of Capricorn. In June, the sun has a tighter spiral. In June, the sun circles over the Tropic of Cancer. This causes 24-hour daylight at the North Pole and 24-hour darkness at the South Pole. This causes the northern hemisphere to be in summer and the southern hemisphere to be in winter. In March and September at the equinoxes, the sun circles above the equator. So its circles get wider, it starts to spiral outwards. And in December, the sun circles over the Tropic of Capricorn. This is what gives us 24-hour darkness at the North Pole. This is what puts the northern hemisphere in winter and the southern hemisphere in summer. Notice that when the sun is in the sign of Cancer, it's circling over the Tropic of Cancer. And notice that when the sun is in the sign of Capricorn, it's circling over the Tropic of Capricorn. This is how they named the tropics. And the tropics just so happen to be located at 23.5 degrees. The same 23.5 degrees they claim the Earth is tilted. So on the globe model, they credit the seasons to a 23.5 degree tilt, when in reality, On the flat Earth, it's because the sun is circling from 23.5 degrees Tropic of Cancer, 23.5 degrees Tropic of Capricorn. You think that's a coincidence? So this is really all the proof in the world that the heliocentric model is bullshit.